Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news of this evening, Manchester farmer dies in crash near funeral home. A farmer died as a result of injuries he sustained in a crash on the Succeed Main Road in northeast Manchester on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as Marlon Graham, otherwise called the Chulops, a resident of Silent Hill in Manchester. Preliminary reports are that about 8 p.m., Graham was riding his motorcycle on the main road when, upon reaching in the vicinity of Bell's funeral home, he collided with a Toyota Axio motor car. The impact flung Graham from the motorcycle onto the roadway. He died at the scene. Residents who gathered at the scene claimed that the Axio was being used to transport an injured person involved in another accident to hospital when the fatal crash took place. A man who identified himself only as Indian said moments before the crash he interacted with Graham. He is one of the hardest working farmers in Silent Hill. This man loved the Jamaica Labour Party, and even since night he came around to buy a bar and begged me a $1,000. Me say me no have it. Him beg me $500. Me say me no have it. Him say give me $200 and me no give him. And now me come look pan him body inna the road, said Indian. Graham is the third fatal crash victim in Manchester in just over a week. Last Monday, retired police sergeant Lancelot Lambert, 73, otherwise called Robert, died in a two-vehicle crash in Mandeville, while last Thursday, Rubina Hall, 50, otherwise called Bina, died after being mowed down in a reported hit and run at Lindo Hill in Manchester. Hall is said to have been mentally challenged. $30 million drug bust in St. Anne. The St. Anne police have detained two men, including a Bahamian national, in connection with a drug bust on the Prairie Main Road near St. Anne's Bay early this morning. Deputy Superintendent Rohan Elliott, acting commanding officer for the St. Anne Police Division, reported that about 4:20, a police team was conducting an operation along the highway when they spotted a truck approaching, followed by a tractor. He said the drivers of the vehicles were signaled to stop. They complied, and when the truck was searched, the police discovered that it contained several parcels of ganja estimated to weigh over 3,000 pounds. DSP Elliott said the seizure is valued at $30 million. The police also seized a 55-gallon drum of oil that was being transported on the tractor. Inmates who tested positive for influenza A now fully recovered. The Department of Correctional Services has reported that the initial group of inmates at the St. Catherine Adult Correctional Center, Tower Street Adult Correctional Center, and Horizon Adult Remand Center who tested positive for the influenza A H1N1 virus have now fully recovered. The DCS says there are no confirmed cases being treated at any of the correctional facilities. As such, the Medical Services Division has confirmed that it is safe to resume all activities as scheduled starting December 1. As a precautionary measure, all visitors, staff, and inmates will be required to continue wearing masks until further notice. The DCS says it will continue to monitor the situation closely. DPP blindsided by NEPA and the trade winds deal. The saga of the confidential deal between the National Environment and the Planning Agency and the Trade Winds Citrus Limited over the pollution of the Rio Cobre has deepened, with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions disclosing that it was blindsided by the secret arrangement. The deal was struck without the knowledge of the court or the ministry. NEPA had taken the company to court for an oil spill in the Rio Cobre in St. Catherine in December 2023, but it was announced in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Wednesday that NEPA intended to withdraw the charges. An attorney for the agency informed the presiding judge that the regulator, the Natural Resources Conservation Authority, had reached a settlement with the company. Claudette Thompson, acting director of public prosecution, speaking with the news on Friday, said NEPA had reached out to her office last month seeking guidance on how to proceed. But she said before guidance could have been provided, she heard through the media that the matter was disposed of in court. She said her office will reconsider how it treats legal cases involving NEPA. The acting DPP said her office still has an interest in pursuing the criminal matter to find out exactly what transpired. Accordingly, she said her office had written to NEPA again on Friday asking for the relevant material, stressing that the prosecution has a right of appeal and therefore it was important to determine whether this is one such case. I don't even know how they arrived at the position that they arrived at, she said in reference to the NDA, noting that she had only heard through the media that the parties had arrived at a secret deal. JCF mourns the sudden death of police constable. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is mourning the sudden death of a policeman assigned to the Communication Forensics and the Cybercrime Division. He is Constable Jermaine Graham. Graham was reportedly on duty at the Papine Police Station in St. Andrew on Thursday afternoon when he fell ill and was taken to the University Hospital of the West Indies, where he was being treated. However, he died about 4 a.m. Friday. The police have launched an investigation into the matter. Senior citizen dies after being hit from bicycle in October. A senior citizen who was hit from his bicycle in Portmore St. Catherine over a month ago has died in hospital. 75-year-old Earl Brooks of Southborough, Portmore St. Catherine, died on Friday. Police reports state that on October 10, Brooks was riding a bicycle along Nevada Drive in the community when he was hit by a motor vehicle. He reportedly suffered severe injuries and was assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was admitted. An investigation has been launched by the St. Catherine South Traffic Department. Several residents marooned in Barking Lodge, St. Thomas due to flooding. Heavy rains lashing the island for the past few days caused major flooding in the Barking Lodge section of St. Thomas on Friday. The development also left a number of residents marooned for hours. Taxi operators who tried to use the district as a detour to avoid the main thoroughfare, which is currently under construction, was in for a rude awakening after a river that had not had water for more than 40 years also overflowed its banks. Female from Manchester arrested after cops find a gun in handbag. A firearm was seized by the Manchester police during a raid in Muirhead District, Big Woods in Christiana, in the parish on Friday, November 29. Reports are that at about 7:20 a.m., a team of officers conducted a targeted raid in the area when a female was stopped and her handbag searched and the firearm seized. The woman was taken into custody. Her identification is being withheld pending further investigation. Investigation continues. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.